Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Speaker, first of all, I would like to congratulate my colleague and comrade, Dr. Ashwini Singh, Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance and the public service, for presenting Budget 2024 under the theme, Staying the Course, Building Prosperity for All. Sir, you see this budget? This budget is a document that provided us in this August House on January 15 with a comprehensive review of 2023 of our economy. It is a continuation of what we started in 2020 and what is going to continue long after 2025. Sir, Budget 2024 is a masterpiece, which is a continuation of the People's Progressive Party manifesto, combined with a vision of One Guyana by His Excellency, the President, Dr. Muhammad Irfan Ali. Sir, gratitude is also extended to the staff of the Ministry of Finance and all governmental agencies for supporting the preparation of this masterpiece. Before I move to my presentation, sir, I want to just touch on two things. One, the Honorable Member Nima Flubes, in her closing remarks, challenged this PPP civic government to complete projects by the end of 2025. Well, sir, I want to enlighten my friends across there. We are going to plans and put mechanisms in place, as I said, to go longer than 2025. And sir, let me touch on something. You're talking about completion of projects. When we left this country in 2015, you had several projects on hand, the East Coast Highway, the West Coast Demerara Road. You had the Sherry Street, Mandela Avenue. You had the Oval to Eccles. You did what? What did you do? PPP had to come back in government in 2020 to complete all those projects. You did nothing. Sir, 2020 budget focuses on people, the development of our country's infrastructure, the diversification and strengthening of our economy, job creation, building an educated and healthier nation, ensuring that individuals and families own their own homes and utilities provided to them for improved standard of living. That is what prosperity is all about. So, because climate change and oil and gas, Guyana has become part of the global village. The world is watching us grow and develop, yet my colleagues on the opposite side of this house claim this budget has nothing for our people. Sir, APNU AFC is a stranger to the truth, and no amount of the distortions of this budget cannot change the facts. Our Guyanese sisters and brothers are intelligent people who read, listen, and yes, they are social media savvy. Sir, the opposition members claim that Budget 2024 was developed with family friends of the People's Progressive Party Civic. Sir, the Guyanese people are our family and friends. They've voted you out of office, and they struggled with us for 5 months for the restoration of democracy in Guyana. Sir, do you remember the more than 200 taxes that were imposed on our people? Do you remember the promises of a good life for all? Sir, as promised, our PPP civic government removed all those taxes and created conditions to facilitate investments, economic growth, and prosperity for our people. Sir, the opposition has forked tongues. One time, they lamented that Guyanese contractors were not allowed to partake in the infrastructural development of this country. And now, sir, they are saying this budget is for the contracting class. Come on, y'all make up y'all mind what y'all want to tell this nation. And if you got nothing good to say, just vote yes for the budget and let us move on with the government business. Sir, do you remember the East Coast Highway that I mentioned? So what do you think happened with these projects? They not only did not complete them, but they increased the cost of each one of these projects, including the Chadijagan International Airport. You change the dimensions and you increase the cost. Sir, the opposition must not come to this house and criticize our government for revolutionizing our infrastructure to fit the 21st century. Sir, between 1964 to 1992, the PNC and APNU economic track record was an abysmal failure. They destroyed the infrastructure. They destroyed the business class, the educational and health facilities, and they bankrupt this economy through their poor management and incompetence. Sir, since they are a stranger to the truth, please allow me to highlight a few of the measures that were stated in the 2024 budget. Sir, this budget, and this is what I love about it. Sir, it focuses on women, it focuses on children, it focuses on the elderly, people living with disability, students, workers, farmers, young people, and of course, our indigenous sisters and brothers. Sir, this budget is going to put billions of dollars back into the hands of our people in disposable income, and this money will be used to develop, stimulate the village economy. Sir, I am not versed on oil and gas, but what I know is that fuel is used to generate electricity, which impacts on production and household needs. Sir, our government removed all excise tax from fuel and brought it down to zero. And again, this is going to put money back into the hands of our people. Sir, because we care school grant, and my memory is not that bad. I remembered watching the television and I saw one of APNU AFC leaders sitting there talking to this nation saying how because we care program is not what you call equal. Why did this person say that, sir? This person said that because for them, it's a crime for one woman to have 5 children and one have 1 child. Well, it's a choice if a person wants to have 5 children or 1 child, but that does not determine the reason for them to snatch that grant away from our children. Sir, 2024, but 205,000 children will receive a cash grant of $40,000 plus $5,000 for school uniform. This will plug $1 billion into the economy as disposable income. Sir, a further $1 billion will be allocated to the 205,000 children and 76,000 old age pensioners who will get $3,000 for eye tests and $15,000 to assist them if they need spectacles. Sir, we can have a very long discussion on the plights of our elders in this country, but that will take away all my time. Sir, in 2015, APNU took away the subsidy for water and electricity, divided that among by the numbers of pensioners, and guess what? They add less than $1,000 to that figure, and they paid pensioners $17,500. And you come here in 2015 to 2020, raise the pension actually by about $4,000, and you criticizing $36,000 per month, which is 175% increase between this short span of time. Come on, y'all get y'all act together. In 1992, y'all were paying less than $200 to people in pension. Don't come and lecture me. I have what you call historical memory. Sir, social assistance are for the vulnerable. In In the last 3 years, a register was created, sir. And guess what? Every person who are considered suffering from disability is put on a permanent establishment, so they don't have to go through the review, and they are receiving $19,000 now. Sir, those very persons were getting $9,000 in 2020. This is 111% increase over this period of time. Sir, we have been experiencing major problems with NIS. Sir, I'm not going to talk about the amount of money, but what I am going to say is that I am extremely proud of my government. I am extremely proud of my party in government for considering the needs of the people and for rectifying the problems with NIS. You had 5 years and you did not do it. Sir, women, sir, this budget, I am focusing on the women of this country. Sir, I learned when you give a woman a fish, she feeds her family. Sir, women in between the ages of 21 to 65 will receive $8,000 to get tested for cervical cancer at any medical facility of their choice. And sir, if they are tested positive, then, sir, further treatment will be provided. Not only that, in 2022, the Honorable Minister, Dr. Frank Anthony, had made an announcement. HPV vaccines are now provided to women up to the age of 45. Sir, the maternal and pediatric hospital at Ogle, over the decades, we have always experienced maternal and pediatric, deaths. Sir, that is soon going to be a thing of the past because specialized care is going to be provided not too far from here, about 2 miles away at Ogle, at the state-of-the-art hospital that is being constructed. Sir, consecutive PPP civic governments since 1992 made bold decisions when it comes to women's development and empowerment and positioning them in the decision-making processes of our country at all levels. Sir, in 1996, the National Commission on Women was established to provide policy guidance to the minister responsible for women affairs. This commission gave way to the Constitutional Commission on Women and Gender Equality, which reports to this very august House. Sir, a national policy was developed to guide government on the socio-economic and political status of women in this country. And sir, between 2003 to 2008, women across Guyana were trained by National Democratic Institute under the theme Women's Political Participation in Governance. Sir, this see as an upsurge in women's role in grassroots politics at the NDC level, at the village council level, and so on. And sir, this training was continued by GWLI, the Guyana Women's Leadership Institute, from 2008 to 2014. Sir, and the Institute took the training program to every corner in this country, every single region. Sir, between 2015 to 2020, the Guyana Women's Leadership Institute almost disappeared. And guess what, sir? When the PPP Civic took government in 2020, Honorable Dr. Vindhya Prasad re-energized this institution and under a team called Women Innovation and Investment Network. And this institution has trained thousands of women and girls with various skills to allow them to either get a job or to start a small business. Sir, girl scholarship. It seems to be the biggest thing in this house. I will only mention one thing of it. We promised 20,000 scholarship. We surpassed that and it is now 21,442. And guess what, sir? 15,366 of those beneficiaries are women. Do you know where this government policy is going to take women in another decade or so? We are getting right where the vision of the PPP wants us to be part of decisions that will affect our lives, affect the lives of our families, affecting the lives of our villages. Sir, a sum of $4 billion is allocated to continue this program. Loan write-off. Students across this country are rejoicing. They are rejoicing that this first phase will be implemented this year, and 2025, education at the University of Ghana will become free. And I heard when you said, oh, but is y'all put money, y'all start charging students money. But you got to examine this in context, Mr. Speaker. In context, in 1990.
In the context of time, you will need an extension.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to ask for 5 minutes more for my colleague to conclude a very good presentation.
Thank you, Minister Sheila. Honorable member, you may continue.
Sir, in 1992, the University of Ghana was a rundown premier tertiary educational facilities. Very rundown. And a fee had to be charged to boost it up. Because you know what? The economy of this country was so bankrupt that not even IMF or the World Bank was willing to give us any money. That's the state you left this economy in. It is not true. Go and read your history. Go read your history, young man. Don't lecture me on history. The only person in this room who could lecture me about history is this woman sitting right here, Honorable 𝐁𝐔𝐃𝐆𝐄𝐄 Sheila. Only her I will listen to. She will lecture me and Pauline together. Sir, in the period that APNU was in office for 5 years, you only give the University of Ghana $10.1 billion. And you come here and you're criticizing. And in the 3 years, we have given the University of Ghana $17.4 billion. Sir, public servant salary is not just salary. You give 6%, 7%, and 8%. It's a package, sir. Package. When you remove 14% VAT on all these 200 items, you put money back into the hands of families. When you give the cash grant at the end of the year, you put money into the hands of public servants. When you give an increase at the end of the year that is retroactive to January, you put a lump sum money into the hands of the workers. So don't come here and mislead the public servants into believing that we are doing nothing for them, because we are doing a lot more than you have done. What you did, you increased the salary and you took it away back like thieves in the night, stealing from the people the same money that you gave them in 14% VAT.
You can't associate the honorable. Please withdraw.
I withdraw. Part-time workers. Sir, this is one of the most revolutionary steps that the People's Progressive Party has taken. We do not have much of an education or never had an opportunity to complete secondary schools, can find themselves in the WIN program, learn to use the computer, learn to do something, find themselves in a job, earn money when the month up, and still spend time with their families. Sir, this is what I refer to a mind-blowing masterpiece of a budget. Sir, do you know what these programs are doing for the women of this country? Let me remind you, sir. It is allowing women to reclaim their power through financial independence. And sir, 15,000 persons were benefiting from this program last year at the cost of $6 billion. Sir, in 2024, $10 billion has been allocated for this program. Sir, I cannot end my presentation by not commending the government for its continuous support for 𝐁𝐔𝐃𝐆𝐄𝐄. And I said in this August House already, sugar brought me up, and it is dear to my heart. Sir, when you callously fired 7,000 workers from the sugar industry, you imposed 200 taxes on them. You imposed 200 taxes from them, but you also robbed about 30,000 other families that were indirectly benefiting through the markets and other places, the fish vendors and the people who sell clothing and all manner of things. Sir, opening of Rose Hall Estate is a manifesto promise kept. Sir, 8,100 workers has been employed so far back by 𝐁𝐔𝐃𝐆𝐄. And sir, because we are anticipating the labor shortage due to the amount of things that are happening in the country all over, 𝐁𝐔𝐃𝐆𝐄 is moving towards mechanization. Sir, can you remember the story of rice being private sector business? Can you remember that rice was private sector business? Well, sir, it's no longer private sector business, it's government business. And we will continue to invest heavily in the rice industry to make it viable again. Sir, one more point I would like to make. And that is, I look forward with great anticipation the magnificent infrastructural changes that are unfolding before our eyes. I want to see it, I want to live it, and I want to enjoy it. I look forward for the improved conditions of standard of living for everyone across Guyana. I look forward today with the same conviction that I had in 1992 when my party in government removed people from 80% of them from abject poverty to a place where people very small margin are living in poverty. Sir, I believe in the vision of the PPP, the energy of this team, and I believe we will continue to stay the course and build a prosperous Guyana for all of us to live. Thank you so very much, sir.